Hello chaps and chapettes! Quite a while ago I made a video called Why Act, where I laid out reasons why I personally became an actor. Today I'd like to talk about why you, yes, you watching this right now, should act. And maybe make a case for why I think acting is one of the most important and worthwhile professions it is possible to have. Tall order? We'll see. So, actors. We're a bunch of overpaid child people with fragile egos, delusions of grandeur. We have no appreciation for a good, honest, hard day's work. We're arrogant, self-obsessed, vain, jealous. Worse, we're leeches on society. Instead of doing anything that might actually help people, like studying medicine or training to be a firefighter or even just volunteering our time to charity, we make nice art and expect everybody to lord over us for it. Maslow would certainly have us believe that anything so far removed from the nitty-gritty of actual survival is the height of frivolity and luxury. And yet, where does the line between survival and luxury get drawn? After we've concerned ourselves with ensuring we don't die, what then? What literally is the point of anything? Without getting too existential crisis on you here, I would postulate that even those who are starving, thirsty, or in need of homes and shelter are emboldened by being entertained, challenged, or even just cheered up. I don't see how it could be argued that that sort of thing detracts. Like Hank Green once said, it's not enough to simply decrease world suck, you've also got to increase the awesome. But let's take this one step further. Let's say all your material needs are taken care of. How long has it been since you last watched a film, television, listened to music, played a game, or did something to amuse yourself? Even if you are watching this on some burnt-out hard drive, on a jury-rigged monitor, in some post-nuclear apocalyptic wasteland, I would be willing to bet that it hasn't been that long since you last played, or swapped stories with your mates, or even just daydreamed. All of this is acting in some form or another, and they are the things that literally enliven our metaphorical spirit, and make those things on Maslow's increasingly precarious-looking hierarchy of needs amount to something more than just keeping us alive for a little while longer. But let's leave that for now. What do actors actually do? I mean, when the curtain rolls down, the credits roll, or the last pixel is pwned. Well, I touched on this in my Why Act video, but actors get so much experience of the world, more than many and greater than most. And if they're good, they present these to an audience, and the audience empathises. It's for this reason, I think, that actors have been called the healers of a society, because they bear witness to it, to its truths, and then they present them to the people. Not to lecture, not to judge, that's for writers and philosophers and politicians and yes, even critics to do, but openly and honestly. Some people say actors have to be good liars, and this may be true, but what they have to be even better at is telling the truth, because that is what people empathise with. Once again, look around this world and tell me that less empathy would be a good thing. That fostering the reaffirmation of our own shared humanity isn't ultimately going to empower people, rather than making them feel small or isolated from each other. Much bellyaching has there been amongst the older generation, the generation, ironically, that are more likely to spend money paying to see somebody like me act in a theatre, that as a society, we're losing our ability to empathise and connect with our fellow man. And yes, they are old enough to use that phrase when what they actually mean is the whole of humanity. But even if, like me, you feel this argument is largely bollocks and that we're living in one of the most vibrant, peaceful, connected and empathetic eras in the human civilization there has ever been, the need for empathy in actors cannot be overstated. I've already mentioned it numerous times in this video, but empathy is the one thing that stops people from focusing solely on their own little Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is literally the reason why we are all here today. But let's say it's not your calling. You never wanted to make a career out of it. You've never even done any amateur dramatics. You've still acted. And I'm not just talking about the time that you lied convincingly that your homework was done, or you made people believe that you were ill when you weren't. I'm talking about the times that you suit up for a job interview, or you apply your makeup in the morning ready for the day, or you keep your cool in a crisis, or you practice compassion with someone, if for no other reason than it is the right thing to do. Whenever you basically take control of your outward appearance and behaviour, you are acting. But acting also offers us all manner of things outside of our normal experience. If people interest you, and they should, you are one and you share the planet with them, then all the psychiatric training in the world is not going to give you the same experience of being someone else as you're going to get when you're acting. This is a precious thing. It's the reason why I think so many professional actors keep coming back to it day after day, year after year. Even when the rent's due and you haven't had an audition in months and you're working 2 jobs you hate to pay the bills and there's no one waiting for you when you get home and you can't even remember the last time you went out and had a night with your friends. Tangent! Sorry. Point being, I think we do understand the value of acting even if we do it for little or no money quite a lot of the time. We're drawn to it because it inspires us. It nurtures us. It's a shared experience like no other. And it may not make you rich or impact your life in any meaningful way, other than it gives you the experience of what it is like to be somebody else without actually being able to be somebody else. When you combine that with empathy, the net result is human civilization as we know it. QED. So even if you've never got up onto stage before, even if the idea of speaking in front of multiple people scares you to death, I contend that you can, do, and always should act. Until next time, chaps and chapettes.